Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting topic. I'm sure it's going to piss off some people, but hey, we got to do it anyway. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So, a number of days ago, we put up a poll on the channel here, where we polled the audience, asking them a series of questions, but one of the questions in specific was, who is more clutch? And this is just our audience, and people can obviously say these numbers are skewed, whatever. But we put up a poll 2 days ago, and we asked this question: who's the most clutch player on this list? It was LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. And out of the 16,000 voters, 92% said Kobe, while 8% said LeBron James. It generated a lot of comments, about 700 comments. People were in there, people were in there insulting each other, which is, I think, what makes the channel so great is the community discussions, man. Like, people be in them comments, man, flaming up each other, right? It's just so funny, right? So we spoke about that. We even did a live about it, where some people were trying to suggest that somehow LeBron and Kobe are like similar clutch players. I'm like, you're insane. Kobe Bryant has 36 game winners, right? We even linked the video for people to watch it on that live. But it seems like I'm not the only one that feels this way. It seems like former teammate of LeBron James and Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, feels the same way. And he took a crazy shot at them. It was an article I saw on Fadeaway World with the following headline: Dwight Howard wouldn't give LeBron James the ball late in the game. I'm giving it to Kobe. And when I read that, I was like, well, let's start with the madness. People about to lose their mind. Before we even get into what Dwight Howard had to say, our video is brought to you by sponsor PrizePicks.
PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least two for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you.
Okay, so let's continue on with the article. It says, former NBA star is among the few who have gotten the opportunity to be teammate with both LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. So when Howard appeared on the Club 520 podcast, he was unsurprisingly asked who he considers the better player between James and Bryant. Everything combined, you give it to LeBron. Howard said, scoring-wise, I got to say Kobe. If it's late in the game, I'm giving the ball to Kobe. I'm not going to give the ball to LeBron in the late game. I'm going to give it to Kobe. Howard believes James is the better player, but considers Bryant to be more clutch than him. He isn't the first to give this take and won't be the last. James has had a reputation for not being clutch, primarily because he often passes the ball rather than taking the last shot. The 40-year-old has always insisted on making the right play in those situations, and that has led to this narrative about him being scared of the big moments being formed. The fact of the matter is, though, is that he has delivered in those moments fairly often. James has made 8 go-ahead game-tying shots in the final 5 seconds of a playoff game. That's more than anybody since 1997, and has been relatively efficient too, shooting 40% as of Bryant, who went 4 of 18 at 22%. James and Bryant are also tied when it comes to game-winning buzzer beaters with 8 each in their careers. Only Michael Jordan has 9. These numbers make it pretty apparent James is an incredible clutch performer, but he's never going to get the respect he deserves for that. Howard did name him as the best player of the two, at least, and the resume shows that too. And then James goes on to this and this and this, and then Dwight Howard and difference between Kobe. Okay, so the article then goes on to their usual LeBron James propaganda, which I'm not going to get into. I want to quickly reference something quickly, because some people wonder, hey man, why doesn't Dreamers Pro get into the in-depth stuff and this and this? Let me break it down for you guys quickly. For those of you who have been, let's say for those of you who have been subbed to the channel since we had 20,000 subs, y'all know we used to do these long, drawn-out basketball shows, man, where we would dive into the numbers, crunch the numbers. I mean, we would really delve into the X's and O's of it and really break it down to the ground, to the flow and how and all that stuff, right? We really used to get into the meat and potatoes of basketball analysis and really delve into the data. Why did we stop doing that? For a few reasons. Number one, it was extremely time consuming. Extremely time consuming. That's number one. Number two, given the fact that at the time, our system wasn't as streamlined as it is now, it would just take too long to produce those shows. It would just take hours and hours and hours uploading and all that stuff. So I'm like, after a while, this is not worth the hassle. Number three, people would watch, but by and large, people didn't really want to watch that as much. People wanted to hear stories, what's your opinion on stories. They didn't really want me to get into the data, the crunching of numbers and all that. I'll also say this, because I saw a show about this yesterday on Sports and Fitness Rants, and he brings up a very important point. He was talking about a back and forth that I had with Low, Legend of Winning. Not really a back and forth. Son tried to jump me. I don't know where he came from, but anyway. And he pointed out a few things which are true. He spoke about the fact that when it comes to basketball knowledge, in terms of the history of the game, he goes, Too Raw for TV has more, Too Raw for Sports, has more basketball, like, historical knowledge. That's a fact. He does. He knows more about basketball history than me. It's a fact. It's not even disputable. So does Sports and Fitness Rants. They do, because these guys, they just spent more time in it. Sports and Fitness Rant's a little bit older than me, so he was watching basketball a little bit more before I started watching ball. So these guys have an advantage over me. But over time, I was like, okay, do I need to? But then I just realized that, look, we can all kind of specialize in different things. I learn a lot from those guys when they give me some of the history and all of that. And I think that people are getting that information from them, and they're doing a good job with that. So I don't need to now repeat what they're doing, because I can get the information from them. And more importantly, they're filling the gap. They're educating a lot of NBA fans, and I can just kind of do what I'm good at. Not to say that I can't study it and all of that, but there will be no need, because on our channel, people generally don't gravitate towards it like that, just based off of the work, what I've seen, like all the content we produce, the hundreds of videos. I remember, go back and look at our old catalog. You'll see these 20-minute videos breaking it down, like really getting into it. And they're very fun videos, by the way. Very fun videos to produce, because you really get into the data and you research it, and you're very fun, but extremely time consuming. And it's just not something that's going to work for, maybe in the future we'll get into it, but for now, that's just not what we're going to work with. In terms of what Dwight Howard said there, look, that's his opinion, right? A lot of people feel the way about LeBron in the clutch for a few reasons. Goes back to him not really having a great offensive arsenal that can aid him in late game situations, right? That's one thing. You have the fact that he used to run from the free throw line early in his career. You have that. You have the finals in 2011. You have that where he capitulated. I think one of the games he scored 8 points in the finals game. So these things kind of followed him. Over time, he has redeemed himself to a certain extent, hitting some game winners here and there, but by and large, that seems to be the perception of him. Will it change? Probably not. Probably not. I could be wrong, but these are my thoughts. So the question to you guys is simply this: 2, 1, in the late game situation, who you taking? Kobe or LeBron? And number 2, who between these two players you think is better? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.